Oh, yeah. By the way, happy Mother's Day, Missy. It's coming up.
Happy Mother's Day, Liz. Do you have big plans?
Oh, no, not really, probably. Just hanging out with my kids. But yeah, do you remember like last time we were wondering what our mums did in the night? Because when we wake up in the night, we kind of
Shop for lamps.
But our mums, my mum was born in the 30s and your mum was born in the 50s. They didn't have the luxury of
No.
social media.
Not at all.
So what did your mum do?
It was funny. I had to call her because I'm like, I'd like to think I was sleeping most of the time, but she said she did. Most of the time, she was up until midnight trying to get everything taken care of from the day. That she didn't have a whole lot of sleepless nights, because she'd go to bed at midnight and be up again at like
Must have been
5:30.
Yeah, exhausted.
But if she did, it was like a sewing project that she had going, or she would do crossword puzzles. On the occasion there, my dad would, have their normal argument. That was a sleepless night. But yeah, I mean, it was very simple.
Well, I think my mum probably, when she got up, she probably did ironing because we had a massive basket always of ironing.
We had ironing too, but we didn't do it in the middle of the night.
Do you iron?
I do iron, but I also steam.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a steamer.
Yeah, iron some things, but I don't have like a time for ironing. I have the iron set up in my closet.
No, and then
I just iron as I go.
Yes, we had a basket of ironing, and nothing hit the closet until
it was
ironed.
Yes,
that was the rule.
Yeah, it's things are just very different now. And things that our mums allowed, I think it's kind of fun to explore things that were allowed, things that were taboo, things that are now allowed or frowned upon today that were pretty ordinary then. I mean, I remember with my mum, I'd be riding my bike and going to friends' houses at the age of 8, walking on my own for 20 minutes to my piano lessons
Definitely.
or school.
The neighborhood kind of watched out for all of us kids. It was just a community, which you don't really have that anymore in any neighborhoods. But it was much different time. And we were children to be seen and not heard. So even with family functions, it was like the children were completely separate than the rest of the family.
The kiddie table.
Correct. Food. Or absolutely. Like the kids got fed and they got in their spot, but then you weren't allowed to be around adult conversation. And
but you didn't get different food either. You got the same food.
Absolutely.
You didn't get your chicken nuggets and your French fries.
No way. You had to eat it, and if you didn't want it, you just went hungry.
Yes.
That's the difference now, because I think now moms are like short order cooks, and if my mom made something that I didn't like, we still had to eat it.
Yes, exactly. But did you eat out much as a kid?
No, never. I mean, well,
no, we didn't.
On occasion, my father would take my grandfather to the bank on a Saturday. We might get like a little big breakfast at McDonald's or something, but that was a huge treat. I mean, it was very out of the ordinary. Or if there was a family birthday, the family seemed to like to go to buffets, and get like big, all the bang for the buck and kind of a thing. But other than that, we didn't eat out.
No. Well, we didn't even have McDonald's until I was 15. So that would have been like, that would have been 1980 almost before we got a McDonald's in England. Yeah. And it was such a big deal when McDonald's arrived.
What was the first thing that you had? Do you remember?
I can't remember. I think it was probably a hamburger and fries, wasn't it? I mean, but yeah, even then, my mum thought that wasn't a proper meal. I mean, fast food in the UK is not considered to be a proper meal.
Of course. Well, in here, like when we were in school, we had like book clubs through school, and they would give us little like certificates if you read so many books within an allotted amount of time. You could get a little mini pizza, and so then the family would go for pizza. But of course, mine was free.
In school? Were you good in school? Did your parents stand by being disciplined?
I had to be. Yeah, I had to be. I didn't really have a choice. I did struggle with government in high school really bad, but no, I had to be because I wanted to do things. And if I didn't have decent grades, I wasn't allowed to have permission to do anything outside of school.
Your mum was really quite strict. My parents looked at, it was really my mum. She always looked at my grades. I was pretty useless at math.
Me too. I hated math.
My sister was really good at it, but I was just useless
No,
at math.
terrible.
Ultimately, I could have done it, but I just had really bad math teachers, to be fair. And they couldn't really hold much discipline in the classroom. And I went to a girls' grammar school.
Yeah. And mine was public school, obviously in the US, so way different.
And a girls' grammar school, in those days, we had all been reading books by Enid Blyton, who's now kind of like a not considered very appropriate author.
And it was children's books, wasn't it?
Yes, it was children's books she wrote, yes. And we all read the ones, so when you were very young, you read things like Noddy and things like The Faraway
and
Tree.
Noddy is not like Naughty. It's
No,
like
it's Noddy.
What does that mean?
He was noddy. He had a big head,
Oh, okay.
so his head nodded. And his friend was
not very
Big Ears.
nice.
Big Ears, his friend. Yes, it was all very kind of tricky, and Noddy was always getting into trouble. So everyone was naughty in England, and they were getting spanked or told off. Or that's how.
Did your parents spank?
No, I was never sort of spanked. I would be given the occasional slap, but
Okay.
by my mum probably more. I don't believe my dad ever did anything.
Really? My mom liked the fly swatter on the back of the legs.
Ouch.
Yeah, she was like skilled at that. She'd get you by the one arm and like swat you with the other on the back of the legs, and that would leave you a mark.
With that fly swatter, she probably had a bit of extra length.
Don't worry. As much as you tried to block her hands, she still get the back of your leg real well.
Ouch.
Yeah, and I think I got the belt once from my dad, but that was for like a really dumb thing. And so they don't use spankings over there. We use spankings for birthdays here.
Yeah.
You don't you don't do that, right? Yeah, depending on how old you are.
I never spanked my kids here in their birthdays.
Yep, you get birthday spanking. So if you're 10 years old, you get 10 spankings, literally at like a little kid birthday party. Everyone
weird.
gathers around and you get 10 spanks.
Oh,
or everyone gets a turn. So like one spank you get, the next person, so that it equals
That's
up.
very kinky.
That's the US.
Some of these things are just so weird, aren't they? I mean, why do we
definitely
do
are.
certain things we don't even know, right?
Right. Don't you think it's strange too, like how our parents, like when we went somewhere, we had to dress nice, like church or
Always.
traveling, or when you went to the doctor, even you had to like
Dress up.
dress up.
Yes, it was very important. If we did go out to dinner, which was extremely rare, it didn't really happen until I was probably about 10 or 12, you were always dressed up. And church every Sunday, always dressed up.
Can
My
you
sister and I would
imagine?
have matching dresses,
Oh yeah.
always.
Yeah. Can you imagine though, like our grandparents seeing people like at that time wearing pajamas out in public?
Oh, I think
They would have thought that it was like a behavioral health problem or something.
I think they would have done. Yes. Well, even now when I see it, I wonder because it just seems so sloppy, and I do actually wonder whether kids even learn how to dress and how important that is. You know, because if you go through your whole life never knowing how to dress up,
Right.
how to put a tie on, how to put a jacket on, how things should be worn. Those are things that were taken
Or you
for
see
granted.
them now and they have like their jacket that still has like the label on the sleeve or
And now we sound like our mums.
we open our mouths and our mothers come out. Can you believe that?
But what were some of the things your mum taught you?
I think my mom taught me work ethic. Obviously, I didn't get the generational wealth part. I got the work ethic part from my family, my mom. But yeah, it was, obviously to be honest and to be kind. And she taught me how to sew and how to be a good housekeeper and take care of people.
And you must have got your creative side from her too.
Oh yeah, her and my grandmother both. We didn't have a lot of extra money, so we had to be crafty and DIY most of our things. I mean, had Pinterest been around when my grandmother was, alive, man, she would have been
All over
a
it.
millionaire. I mean, she was so creative and always.
Well, she was a child of the Depression, right?
Yes, yeah, 1932 she was born. So, yeah, I mean, she had some struggles.
Yeah. So my mum had a kind of more privileged childhood because she was up until the age of about 10 or 11, she was in Sri Lanka and they had servants.
Servants.
Yes. Servants. My nana had gone out to Sri Lanka as a missionary from the UK and met my grandfather, who already had 5 children, and his first wife had passed away. And he saw my nana in church and thought that she would
Oh, wow.
be his
Was there an
next.
age difference?
Yes, massive. So I think it was 30 years.
Yeah. My
And
grandparents, my maternal grandparents, they were, I think my grandfather was born in 1918 and then my grandmother was born in 1932. So there was a little bit of an age gap too.
yeah.
And then my mom was born in the 50s.
So then when they came back to England, my grandfather passed away and my nana was on her own and went to work as a teacher. And so she had to work very hard to raise her 4 kids. And then she had 5
Yeah. From before.
kids from from his first marriage to kind of, keep an eye on, although they were a lot older, obviously. But my mum taught me how to cook a little bit. She taught me obviously how to iron because I was 14.
Mine too.
She taught me how to knit.
Knitting. I haven't learned that.
And my mum was a dance teacher. So she taught ballet from our house. So my mum worked 8 hours a week.
8.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
My mom worked
life,
8 hours plus a day at work and then came home and did like the other 8 hours, taking care of the house and us kids and doing all the things.
Did you do extracurricular in those
Yes,
days?
I did it because I didn't want to be at home. So I took dance classes. I was in choir, show choir,
Because now it's so busy.
cheerleading. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, the kids are really busy. Back then, like my brother was in, karate and a couple things, Boy Scouts. But other than that, like we weren't, our schedules weren't crazy like they are now with kids.
No, I mean, I did ballet, obviously at home with my mum. And then I walked to my piano lesson once a week. And when I was really little, I went to Brownies. But that was basically,
I
that was
took
it.
violin lessons and I remember I took gymnastics for a little bit and, got to the point where I was like, I'm not really liking it.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom saying like, you have to finish out what you've done because 1, we've paid for it. And 2, you just need to commit to it and make sure
Yes.
that it's something that you're not just like frustrated with because, as a kid, you start a new thing like violin or gymnastics.
I
and
don't like it.
well, because 1, you're not good at it.
Right,
Like,
exactly. And then the
there's
other people are all good at
they're all
it.
really good. And it's like you don't
Yes.
understand, like, I don't want to have to practice. Why can't I just naturally be good at this? And so it's frustrating. Trying to explain that to a child is tough. But I mean, I get that that's where you kind of just keep at it with the work ethic.
Well, as a mum, that's exactly what you have to do, isn't it? It was like me with piano lessons. You just have to keep practicing. And kids today, I sound really old fashioned, but they have so many things going on that and so many other distractions that they don't have the same ability to commit to practice.
Correct.
Because there are so many other things that they can occupy their time with.
And here's the thing. If they do practice music, it's going to get altered somehow electronically, most likely anyways. There's all these machines that can make sounds and create music and you don't even have to actually play an instrument anymore.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Everything's just different. I mean, even things like, there were taboo topics then.
Oh my gosh, so many.
Things you shouldn't talk about. I mean, as kids, we didn't talk about death
No.
ever in school,
Sex.
or mental health.
Periods. Like it was all very like hush hush. We sure didn't talk about menopause. Did your mom talk about menopause at all?
No,
I mean,
no, never mentioned it.
and then all of a sudden here we are with that.
Right.
In the
That's
middle of that.
that's
And I've
another
got
topic.
questions, but nobody can seem to answer. But we're all in the same boat.
But at the same time, they thought it was okay to call you chubby.
Yes. Yeah, I remember too as a kid, like you'd be in a family function and all the women are in the kitchen after dinner and the men are wherever they go. And, you'd walk by as your little, 10-year-old self and they'd swat you on your tummy and be like, hold in your belly. You're like, what'd I do?
Did you have catcalling over here?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So if you're walking down the street, men would go, ooh, ooh, hello, love. You're looking
well,
good.
it wasn't like that. It sounds way nice with your accent. And they didn't say love by any means.
We used to get the whistles, the wolf
Yeah, the
whistles.
whistles, for sure. If you walk to school or whatever. Yeah, and I mean, they didn't think that like, hey,
That wasn't
I'm
considered.
13.
Yeah, but it wasn't considered inappropriate then.
No, not at
But
all.
it was as a girl, you were kind of like, oh, I never
Yeah,
liked
but do
it.
you remember that too? You weren't allowed to be like rude about it. You had to
No.
just smile and be like,
No. Yeah.
And now,
You'd
exactly.
tell them where to go.
Give
wouldn't
them the
you?
bird.
Yeah, you would. You absolutely would. It's
So
not
what did it
okay.
look like at your house, like on a weekday? Like what does the routine look like when you were growing up, like with your siblings and your parents?
Oh, so we'd get up and walk the dog because my mum obviously had a busy day.
One day.
Well, most days my sister and I would take it in turns to walk the dog. We'd go down to the beach because we live by the beach, take the dog on the beach, then go to school, come back, then do your extracurricular, like go to piano or dance or come home, do your homework, and then go to bed.
Right.
Watch telly.
Yeah.
I mean, the telly would be on like every evening. And in England at that time, it was like fantastic evening telly. My dad would come and get me
Really?
and remind me of all the comedy shows. Well, all the inappropriate comedy shows, like Mr. Bean on steroids,
Yeah.
you know. And it was such a great time to grow up and watch TV because there wasn't any. People could be funny because comedy has to be edgy.
Well, I think it has to be a little raw
Yes.
at times too.
And now there's that. Ooh, it's not appropriate to be raw, or it's hurting someone's feelings, or
Well, people need to kind of get over it at
a
times.
little bit. A little bit. I mean, I do think there are some things that are widely inappropriate, but most of the times, I mean, we used to have so much fun though at our girls' grammar
Yeah,
school.
but you actually like played as a child. Like you had to use your imagination and you had to make friends.
make believe.
Make believe. I mean, I think kids anymore, they
Make
don't know what
dens
imagination
and
is.
do things like that.
They expect to be kind of entertained all the time. And I remember also in our family, we would just say like, go play, go outside. And, like my mom would be like, I'm not your entertainment. So we had to figure it out.
Yeah, and then at weekends at my house, my mum would work on a Saturday morning because she'd teach ballet. Then she'd come out and we would have dinner ready, and then she would do her books, and then she'd have to go for a nap.
A nap at what time?
So she would go she'd finish teaching at 1 o'clock, I think, 9, 10, 11, 12, probably 1 o'clock, and then have lunch, and then so she'd be napping till about 3 or 4.
Napping. My mom never napped.
I'd watch the Saturday matinees.
What was that? What was that?
Things like the Virginia and things like that.
Oh my goodness.
All of those cowboy films. And the musicals, so the Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers kind of.
Yeah, that's good.
I used to love it.
Well, yeah, she was a dance teacher.
Yeah, but my mum wasn't watching.
What was she doing?
Napping.
Oh.
She's had a long time. And my dad would nap too.
Oh.
So they'd nap together.
Napping together.
Together.
While
And then
you watched Fred Astaire.
We were told to be quiet and watch the Saturday matinee.
So what do you think they were really doing? Were they shagging or?
I don't know.
We need to call her and ask her. Do you think she'd tell you?
She's 91 and living in a old folks, beautiful old folks place.
Do you think she would tell you?
Oh,
Or do you
she
think it would
probably-
still be like off the
No,
subject?
I think she would tell me. I think she would tell me now
Really?
what they were up. Well, she wouldn't, not in detail, but she'd say that they were up to stuff.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so discreet.
But my dad used to get up and take her a cup of tea.
Oh.
Well, in bed. Yeah. And I mean, he really did spoil us all because he used to bring us tea every morning in bed.
How
My
lovely.
husband never brings me a cup of tea. And I've never had a
No.
cup of tea brought to me by my husband in bed. I'd have to be ill. And on my last,
You'd have to request it for them to do it.
yeah. So yeah, the sun and the same nap would happen on a Sunday afternoon too. Sometimes after a Sunday lunch, after church.
2 naps in one weekend?
Yes. So church would happen on a Sunday. Then we would have a Sunday roast. Then my sister and I would have to
Entertain yourselves again.
entertain ourselves or watch the Sunday matinee or whatever it was.
Were you ever allowed to go out and play while they were napping?
Oh yes.
You could.
Yeah, we could have gone out and played, or do a jigsaw, play cards,
Yeah.
or we'd play Monopoly. I mean, that was
Oh.
the big game, wasn't it? Monopoly.
Yeah. I know.
And
I
that
liked
kept you
it.
quiet for hours. Except for my sister always cheated.
It
She
was very
always
intense.
Yeah, my sister was always the banker, so she always won. You know.
She was cheating.
Yes.
Yeah, our weekends looked a little bit
Older
different.
sister.
We like on Friday nights, we always had to do like a lot of chores to kind of like get the house back in order from the week and make our grocery list. And then on Saturday mornings, we would get out right away and go to like the grocery store, maybe the bread store. We'd take my grandma sometimes and do her errands. And then if we got all of our chores and things done, we might by like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon be able to like, I could go play with my friends or go do stuff that I want to do. But most of the time I would end up like babysitting for people because I wanted to make money. I was very money motivated growing up.
What did you do? What did you spend your money on?
Clothes.
Yeah.
We didn't get like for shopping when school started. We didn't have a whole lot. So if I got a new backpack or maybe one new pair of shoes, maybe some skivvies, other than that, if I wanted a new pair of jeans or something,
You had to pay
I
for
had to
it.
pay for it.
We had an allowance, so that's how my mum did teach me about finances. We had given an allowance every week, and then we had to put it in a book and put what we spent and how much we had.
So what was your allowance? How much did you make?
Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. Even a couple of pounds probably. And that was to pay for everything. So that would have been to pay for my clothes, my everything.
So what's a couple of pounds in US dollars?
That would have probably been about, $4 max.
Oh, okay. Oh. What could you buy with $4 back then?
Yeah, nothing. That was the point. You had to save up, right?
Right.
So you had to save up. And
But do you think that parents these days do that a whole lot?
no. I
don't
mean, did I
either.
do that with my kids? No. If they say they want something, then typically I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
and if they really wanted the expensive trainers or running shoes or whatever,
Right.
I'd just say, well, I'm going to give you $40. Where's the rest coming from?
Yep.
And then,
You have to figure it out.
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But my boys, they had birthday money and things like that they would keep. Then when you've got boys, it's not the same. They don't.
No, not at all.
They don't want a lot of stuff. So
Boys want like electronics.
yes. But then it gets really expensive and so boring at Christmas, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, having boys at Christmas is about the most boring thing you can ever have. Apart from once they're out of toys.
Yeah. I think both sexes, male and female, like gets tough because then they want to spend their own money.
Yes.
Well, they want to spend money that they don't have to earn that's someone else's, but it's,
Yeah.
that's kind of tough. So what about like death? We were never really around death much as kids. Like
I didn't see a dead body until I came here.
my first funeral was in junior high, and it was only because it was a person that I had sat in an English class with that had passed through something really tragic. But I had to get a note from my mom to go to like the visitation funeral and leave school for it. And I remember it was very like, oh, this is because she would always go to visitations and funerals and we'd stay home.
Yes, same.
I wonder why that is, because now you see kids all the time
At funerals.
and visitations. Why do you
Yes.
think that is that we weren't allowed to witness that? And do you think it was a good thing? Like, did it protect us, or do you think you wish
No,
you
I
would have been
think-
exposed a little bit more so it didn't seem so?
I think it's a good thing that kids are exposed, the circle of life,
Yeah.
earlier the better, really. I think it was just because kids weren't expected to understand certain things or
No.
be around certain things. I think it was just like, kids don't have the ability to make decisions for themselves
Right.
or things like that. So you were just put in a category where
agree.
kids play and adults adult.
But I
and
think
now
too,
there's a bit
with
more overlap.
coping, like I don't know how it was when you got in trouble, but if I would get upset as a kid and I'd, be crying or whatever, it was like, okay, well, go to your room and sort
Yes.
it out. And then when you get it together and can say sorry or whatever, then
Yeah,
you can
you
come
can
back
come
out.
out.
But like that, did that teach us anything?
No, my mum said with me, I just went to my room and I just was so happy there. My sister was really miserable. If she went to her room,
Yeah.
she got really upset. If I was sent to my room, I just like found a million things to do and just was like,
No.
she'd come find me and I'd be happily playing
I'd be
away.
miserable. I was the miserable one where I would probably just cry myself to sleep and then I would take my own nap. But yeah, it was different, much different then.
Yes, it was. Did you ever go on vacations?
Vacations growing up, we drove places. Like we would drive. I remember 2 trips actually. One to Colorado to see my parents' friends, and then one to Florida with my grandparents following us. We went to Disney, and both of those were pretty interesting. But I never flew until I was even 30 years old.
Well, when you live in England, you got to get off the island in the summer. And it was funny because in those days, you even dressed up to go on the plane.
Yeah.
You dressed up to get on the plane. And the food was fantastic, I have to say. But anyway, I remember going, we flew a couple of times to like Portugal and places like that. My dad always wanted to have a 2-week summer holiday.
2 weeks?
Well, that's England, isn't it? We get
Holy
longer
cow.
vacations. So, so he would do that. And but before we were able to fly places, we did a lot of vacationing in England, like Wales and the beach. And we'd just go and stay with family relatives and stay with them for 2 weeks and
But
go
it was
visit
just like
different
staying
parts.
with her, like with family and visiting and stuff.
Yeah. And then when things got a little bit easier for my parents, then we would take these a couple of traveling holidays. But my dad worked for the P&O, so we went on these cruises when I was really little.
Oh.
We got cruises at 10%. So, yeah, those were kind of
So where'd you
fun.
cruise to?
Oh, around the Mediterranean, things like that.
Just around the Mediterranean. No big deal.
I was like so young. It was really all about being on the boat and having fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't really about what you were seeing or any sights or anything. You're not interested when you're little, are you? You're just interested in sun and sand and sea.
Just I want to meet people
and having fun.
hang
And then,
out.
here's one. The fancy dress party on the cruise.
Uh-oh, tell me about it.
It was a costume night. And this is another thing. I was probably about 6 and my mum decided she wanted most of the suitcase, so she didn't want to take big costumes for my sister and I. So we were dressed as Adam and Eve.
What?
I know. We were Adam and Eve, and I literally was naked at a dinner on a cruise with a tiny little leaf in front of my hoo-ha.
Oh my gosh. Are there pictures?
There are somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure my sister's got them, but she was covered because she was Adam.
And men were
Really,
covered.
Adam should have been naked, and Eve should have had something to
So
wear.
you were literally a topless child.
I was topless child at a cruise.
I mean, what about the pedophiles?
I know. My mum obviously didn't worry about any of that.
And she's got a dress on.
But yes. Oh, my mum was all dressed up, probably beautiful, because my mum has always loved to be dressed up.
Did
I
your
think
father
we did
dress
get a
up too?
prize. Yes, they were probably in dinner jackets.
Oh my goodness.
And there's me with my leaf.
Oh my goodness.
I remember at the time being like, "Are you sure I'm okay? I don't want to."
So why do you
this."
think she chose
was like,
that
"Oh, it'll be
costume
fun."
for you guys?
Because she didn't have to take very much. It's easy. In those days, she could make a leaf and put it on a piece of fabric that would go around my waist, tie.
Oh, wow.
And then my sister just had a grey kind of thing on. Terrible.
I remember when we went to our trip to Colorado, we got there and I had forgotten like pajamas. I think my mom was like, "Oh, sorry, you're going to have to just wear your robe now." And I'm wondering now if maybe she just didn't have enough room to pack pajamas. And I got to wear my robe for pajamas while I was there. I mean, now if you were to forget something, you'd just go buy it.
Yes.
But we didn't.
just
We didn't
hit
do that.
one.
We didn't do that back then. That was a whole nother thing.
Yeah. I don't know. But those were the days. So I think my mum, they lived through a really good. My mum would say it was really, really hard when they were younger, but at the same time, she's had a really blessed life.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lucky if you get to live to be 91.
Absolutely.
And she's still got all her faculties.
If I knew I was going to live to 91, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that's still quite a ways away. I've got a lot of living yet to do," which I think we kind of have to think about it like that.
We do. Keep your faculties and keep yourself healthy and well and see what things you can still be involved in at different stages of your life, right?
Yeah. Have to keep active. Keep doing those Sudoku puzzles.
Your mom's going to do. Are you going to learn how to do Sudoku
I don't
now,
know.
Missy?
We were on a flight to my daughter's wedding, and just the joke about the Sudoku was that I looked over on this flight, and I'm watching like a movie on my phone or maybe on the flight on the back of the, headboard of the seat in front of me. But I said, what are you doing? She said, "Oh, it's the Sudoku." And I'm like, "Well, it just looks like you're putting numbers in the squares." Like,
and that's what she's doing.
and she's like, "Well, there's a a pattern." And so I just joked. I said, I just think you're putting the numbers in the squares to look like you know what you're doing. So I might have to try it. I don't know.
One of these days. Well, maybe in our next podcast, we can talk about some of the things that our mothers got up to. I don't know. What sort of things do you think? Just doing something like, maybe we can talk about menopause, Missy.
I would love that.
I think my dog is going to talk about menopause.
I think Paxton's ready for us to be done with us right now. He's had it. He needs to go outside.
He's on it. All right.
Tell all your moms Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
And you have a good Mother's Day, Liz.
Yeah, you too, Missy.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.